Road to Wembley begins as Tottenham take on Doncaster. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today this is the matchday preview for Tottenham versus Doncaster tonight in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Of course, like I said, Spurs' journey to Wembley begins tonight. We got all the way to the semi-finals last year where we were knocked out by Liverpool. But can Spurs win the Carabao Cup for the first time since 2008? Make sure to smash a like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, then, so what's the form coming into today's game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? So we'll start with our visitors, Doncaster Rovers, who have a loss, win, and a win. Their last game was a 2-1 defeat against AFC Wimbledon. For Spurs, we have a draw, win, loss, win, and a win. Our last game was a 2-2 draw against Brighton. Okay, then, so what's my score prediction for today's game against Doncaster Rovers? Now, on paper, it should be a game Tottenham should be winning. I know Doncaster has started decent in League One. I think they're currently 7th at the moment. They have got a few recognisable players. I think they've got the EFL all-time top goal scorer, Billy Sharp, who plays for them. They've got Demola Ajayi, who's on loan from Tottenham, and I think he actually might be playing tonight for Doncaster. But other than that, I know no one else who plays for Doncaster Rovers. Obviously, it's going to be a bit of a rotated team from Spurs, because obviously we played a lot of games recently. Obviously, we had West Ham on the 13th, the 16th we had Villarreal, the 20th we had Brighton. Of course, today we've got Doncaster, Saturday we've got Wolves, and of course next Tuesday we've got Bodo Glimt. So the games are coming thick and fast. So I think it will be a heavily rotated team tonight from Thomas Frank. I think there will be a few first teamers in there, but I think the team will be rotated to give other players a chance, and even players from the under-21s a chance as well. But for me, Spurs are going to get the job done. I'm not going to go with a high scoreline. I'm going to go with a basic, comfortable, simple 3-0 win. Okay then, so what is my predicted lineup for today's game against Doncaster? So in goal, I've gone with Antonin Kinski. I mean, that is going to happen anyway, because Thomas Frank confirmed in the press conference that Kinski will be starting in goal. The back four, I've gone with Jed Spence, Kevin Danso, Byfield, and Destiny Udogie. Of course, Byfield is part of the under-21s. I think he has played a lot in the EFL trophy for the Spurs under-21s. Of course, he actually wasn't in the under-21s game last night. I mean, the under-21s got absolutely battered 6-2 by Plymouth. But I do think Byfield will start tonight. I don't really want to see Romero, Van der Ven playing. I mean, if we're struggling, then obviously bring them on. But I feel like just give them a rest, let them miss this game tonight, because they don't really need to be playing against a League One team. So I think Byfield will play. You're probably thinking, Zach, where's Dragusin? Well, Dragusin has returned to training, but he's not obviously match fit yet. So I think Byfield will start, in my opinion. And of course, there is no Ben Davies as well. I think Danso will play as well. Danso hasn't played much recently, so I think he'll get some minutes. And I think Spence will fill in at right back instead of Porro. And of course, Spence didn't play. Well, he didn't start, I should say, against Brighton. Of course, he did come off the bench. I think he'll start. And I think Udogie will start as well. Of course, Udogie has just returned from injury. I think he needs to get the minutes back in his legs. Defensive midfield, I've gone with Archie Gray alongside Pap Sarr. Again, Gray, he's came off the bench a few times, but I think he should start tonight alongside with Sarr, who I actually don't think came on at all against Brighton. So I think Sarr will start in this game. I've got Johnson on the right, Simmons in the 10, and Odubert in the on the left. I was thinking of putting Williams Barnett in the 10, but Simmons did come off the bench on Saturday, and obviously started against Villarreal, started against West Ham. So I have a feeling that Simmons might start tonight, but if we're cruising or something, then I won't be surprised if Simmons goes off and Luca Williams Barnett comes on. But I think Odubert and Johnson will start as well. I'm going to go with Matisse Tal up front. Realistically, it's either going to be Tal or Dane Scarlett. I think it will be Tal, because you still want that little bit of experience in the team, because you got the likes of Byfield and Williams Barnett, who don't really know what Frank's system's like. So you still want that experience in the team. So that's why I've gone with that attack and that team in general. So yeah, so the team, just to remind you guys, we've got Kinchki in goal, Spence, Danso, Byfield and Udogi, Gray and Sarr, Johnson, Simmons and Odibert, and Tell up front. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. Smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.